At different points in time, the first word that I'll come up with is excited, right? Because I felt like I was growing, I was being stretched beyond my normal thought process. And then there were moments where I had nothing. I could come up with nothing, just clueless and trying to figure out which way to go. But when we engaged with you, you would start us off and that would jumpstart us. Like today, we were on the right track, but we weren't sure if we were on the right track. Vetting that was helpful. So it felt like, a guided process, and which is what you were doing. I got that out of it. And then at some points, on the flip side, it felt like, how do we miss this strategy piece? How do we miss this piece?
Oh, it's so funny. You're not alone, Denise. I get that from a lot of clients that go through this.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad though that we are doing it this way and taking this approach. I am glad that we stopped midstream, because what we've been doing and thinking caused us to really think about our brand in a different way.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same. Was excited. It was an eye opener in a lot of ways to things that we that I didn't know, and I was at a loss for words. And a lot of the questions in our first session together, you asked all those questions. It was like, wow, I can't even answer these questions. So this is absolutely necessary. It's foundational type of stuff. And it's the building blocks to a great brand and a great company. So it's been really fun going through this, and I am excited to see the whole slide deck with the imagery and everything put together, so we can see what we did. And I think that's going to help us to drive us or position us to go into the right direction. What the next steps are to get to go to the next level. So
it's beautiful.
I'm glad that we kind of put everything aside, step back. This is step one, and I think a lot of people don't do that. So I'm excited that we took the time as well, like Denise said, to invest in this step and pause long enough to get this done and get this foundation in.
Yeah, I think you guys did a phenomenal job. I think you guys made a right move by just calling time out and not digging deeper. I've known people that spent 50, 60, 70,000 and then, there's no market for this.
Well, let me tell you this. You did a great job of connecting with your customer. You have us on board where we are convinced that this was not only effective, but very, very transformative. If we're going to use some of our own descriptives, right? So much so that our next step, we would want to continue to engage with you and not look for another